Hello, my sewing friends. I'm Jen, and welcome to my sewing room. And this is Friday Sews. You know what Friday Sews is, right? Friday Sews is a hashtag where you can find all kinds of people if you click on it. And we talk about sewing and life. Before you do that, subscribe to this channel because it helps spread the word and bring our sewing community closer together. And don't forget to hit that little thumbs up. Now let me tell you about all the sewing. I didn't really do much this week, but I do have to tell you what I'm wearing. And this is Simplicity 8172. I made the one that the model is wearing, which is View C. And I made it from a shower curtain, which is like a tissuey polyester, almost like it's just polyester, but it's crinkled. And it was a shower curtain. And then this, I think, is a tencel from Joann's. It's on kind of a feel, very soft feel to it, but it's very light. I did a few things to this. But first, let me say, this was so easy. It's just a kimono. That's it. And it's so simple to put together. Just very simple, very beginner friendly. I did a few things to it. I lengthened it quite a bit. I added 10 inches to the hem, and you can tell on the model, she's wearing it and it's like a cardigan length, but on me, it's more like a duster length. And I did that on purpose because I wanted to be able to put it on when I sang on Sunday mornings, and I wanted it long so that it would kind of just, I don't know, be flowy and long, and I just like it long. I did drop this waistline seam by 1 inch, and I kind of wish I had done it like more like 1.5 inches, because when I look at it from a distance, it looks like it comes up too high to me. And so if I make this again, and I very well might, I don't know, it depends. But if I do, I will lower that just maybe another 1/2 inch or so. But it's fine the way it is, and it looked great on stage. And like I said, easy, easy, easy. By the way, also, I had talked about jeans to wear, and I wanted to wear them specifically with this. Now, I'm wearing some Levi's today, and they are ones that I got, but they were too big. And so what I did was added elastic through the back. All I did was cut slits at the side seams and put a piece of elastic through there. I thought, I don't care. They're going to fray. I'm stitching down the elastic and nobody's going to see it but me. So I don't care. I was looking for some 505s, which are a classic Levi's jean. And I wanted a men's size, and I wanted them for men, it would be a small waist and a long length. And most of the time, what you find in terms of length is maybe 30 inches, 32 inches tops, even in the women's Levi's. And Levi's fit me. That's why I buy them. They always have. I've been wearing them since I was a teenager. So now, I probably could have found some if I had gone into a department store, but I would have paid department store prices, and I was not willing to do that. So I decided to go on eBay, and I found exactly what I wanted. 505s. The waist size was perfect. The length was perfect. They were straight leg. They're more of like a stovetop leg. Stovetop legs. Can you believe I said that in a video? That thrifting video where I was looking for them, I said, I meant stovepipe. Oh, so you know from now on, I'm going to call them stovetop legs. Of course I am. That will be our joke. Anyway, I found some on eBay, and I was thrilled. And so the best part was they said, this is a buy one, get one free. If you buy these, we will send you another pair. And it was like $25. So I thought, are you kidding me? 2 pairs of Levi's for $25? And I thought they were the same. So the thing about 505s is that they are straight-legged and that they're just a classic Levi's fit, and they fit my behind, which is what I love. So this other pair that they sent, this extra pair, I looked at them and I thought, well, they're a darker wash and they don't really have a tag on the back, so I can't tell what they are. And they were like 1 inch bigger in the waist. And it turns out that's a better fit. These they're all men's jeans, but these ones that I'm wearing right now have been too big. And I think it's because they were an inch beyond that. So the ones I ordered were a 31 waist and a 34 length. And the extra ones that they sent were 32 waist and 34 length. So I thought, okay, well, you know, that's fine. Then I put them on and they fit better than the 31s. 31s are great, but I noticed they had a button fly. That means that they're 501s. And of course, these are men's jeans, so the pockets are wonderful because they're so nice and big and they fit like a dream. You know, I'm not sure I could make pants that fit this good. So anyway, I was able to find the perfect jeans to go with my kimono. This week I did get a couple of things cut out, and I had a trip to the Joann's near me because they had like a pop-up sale of McCall's patterns being $1.99. So let me tell you about those first, and then I'll tell you what I cut out. The 3 patterns I got were 2 Laura Ashley vintage reprints and then another one. And the other one I got was because I had done some research on what's trending for spring 2024 in fashion. And one of the things is the whole quiet luxury kind of thing and the return to classics, which I love. And one of the things that I saw was a Chanel-like jacket, which is so classic. It's McCall's 8370. So cute. It's got the little mini skirt, but it's got that little boxy fit with the trim. And it even has little pockets. But I got that when I saw it because I thought, oh, that's the trend. That's, you know, that's something I might want to make if I want to kind of incorporate the spring trends for 2024 into my wardrobe. You know, occasionally I need, thank you, Alexa. Occasionally I need this kind of a little, you know, throw on cardigan jacket kind of thing. So anyway, that's why I bought that. And then I got McCall's 8463, which is a Laura Ashley reprint. And I was pretty sure I had this in my stash that I would have bought in 1980, whatever it was, but I don't. I do not have the original for this. I may just have to hunt it down on eBay or, I don't know, Etsy maybe. I'm not sure, but boy, it's cute. It's got a little boxy vest and a little blouse with pin tucks and a tiered skirt also with tucks. So cute. If you're gonna make a tiered skirt, it's so nice to have just a little something that zhuzhes it up if you're gonna make one, because they're all the same now. This is it. So I got that one, and then I got 8464, which is a McCall's reprint that I actually already have. I have the one from 1980. What year is this? 87. So I actually have 2 copies of this, and the reason is when you bought them in 1987, they weren't multi-sized. So I have a 14, and then I think I have a 12, maybe, or 10, I don't know. But I have the original, and now I have the reprint, which is great. Actually, I think what they did in 1987 looks a lot prettier than what they did here. Here, you just don't get the same vibe, but you get it here. So yeah, so I got those. So I'm caught up with the Laura Ashley reprints for now, I think. I don't know. I need to look through the blouses and see what I've got there, because when I went to see if I had these, I went through my Laura Ashley binder and I did not see that first pattern, this one. So that made me think, as I flipped through, I should check the blouses for McCall's and see if there are any Laura Ashley reprints in there. So anyway, those are the patterns I bought. Let's talk about what I cut out, because one of the things is my Easter dress. I have some yellow, like a buttery yellow, oh, I love this color, linen. And I got this a year ago, July, I think, when the Fabric Studio in Orlando, Florida, was having this 40% off sale of everything in the store. and I got this linen. Now I couldn't get the length I wanted. I wanted 3 yards, and they only had 2 pieces at 1.5 yards each. So I took them, and I didn't know if this was gonna work. I decided on this, which is McCall's 6959, because I have not made a wrap dress in recent history, in my recent history. And I cut out view A, although I think I might make a blend of A and B. I don't know if I'm gonna make the sleeves. I probably will, I'm not sure, but I also don't know how I feel about all that bias trim that goes around view A. So I may do view B, but not the collar that goes on view B. I don't know. I'm just gonna kind of play it by ear. So I didn't know if I would have enough. And that's tricky when you have 2 pieces of fabric. And yeah, I did. I fit it all on there. So this calls for, view A is 3 yards. So yeah, it worked. So I got to cutting, and then I realized this thing calls for 7¼ yards of bias tape. Now, if you're buying packages, that's totally fine. You probably just 2 or 3 packages and you'll be fine. But I don't like to do that. If I can make bias tape out of the same fabric, I like to. And I'm not sure I want all the bias tape going around that you can see. I was thinking, if I finish it with bias tape rather than a facing, I thought I want to make the bias tape. 7, actually this is, I think, about 7 3/4 yards. I was cutting and piecing and cutting and piecing a lot of bias tape. Got my bias tape. Then I realized, oh my goodness, this linen is really sheer. What am I gonna do about that? See how sheer that is? Heck yeah, you can see my hand back behind there. Well, my first thought was I need to go buy some batiste, which I really like. Batiste is an old, very, very thin cotton fabric that they used to make nightgowns out of, and like slips and chemises back in like the 1800s, you know. Well, and then I thought, wait, look in your stash. Always look in your stash. And I found this, which I'm not sure what this is. I was thinking after I cut it that it might be the silk that I ordered to line my Christmas dress. But this is not white. It's more of an ivory color. So it's going to work great for this linen. But I hope, I have quite a bit of it left. And I thought, I really hope that doesn't run me short on my Christmas dress. I can't remember if I've cut that out already. And to be honest, I think it was white. So I don't think this is it, but I'm not sure where this came from. This is really nice fabric, but it was also really slippery and slide around and difficult to get it to line up and stay there, kind of like chiffon is. It's not chiffon, but yeah, it's like it. It's a very, very thin something. I don't think it's cotton. It doesn't feel like cotton. I don't know. Anyway, so I got that going. That is all cut out and ready to be put together, and I think it's going to go fairly quickly. We'll see. The other thing is I cut out Vogue 1863. This is an interesting story because I have a blouse that I thrifted. It's so cute. It's got the finished edge, kind of like that you'll see on like linens, like that you buy for your table, or like on doily or something like that, where the cotton edge goes all the way down, and then there's like a zigzagged scallop that goes around, and it's like a bound edge. It's so pretty. So it's just a little button up the front top. And when I bought it, I bought it because I saw Irish linen as the content. And I thought, that, as I understand it, is the really good stuff. So I went ahead and got it. And then it's been in my closet, and I just struggle with something to wear with it because I don't have anything. So I looked at my stash once again, and I had a piece of fabric that I know I thrifted. And it's an odd piece of fabric. The selvage to selvage width was 68 inches. I don't exactly know why, as I said, but it's this gingham, and the colors in it are perfect for that little top. So I went ahead and I cut Vogue 1863. This skirt, oh my goodness, this skirt is fabulous. This whole outfit is fabulous. It's a 1949 reprint, and so the line drawings on this are stunning. Well, you know, okay, I've got about 1.5 yards, maybe a little over 1.5 yards, maybe 1.5 yards of this fabric, but it's 68 inches wide. So my first thought is no problem. You know, when you go to cut out something like this, inevitably with a big 4 pattern, it's cut way long because they're trying to accommodate everybody. And I always have to cut, you know, some off the bottom, especially on a skirt like this. It ends up being, you know, right at my ankles or a little lower if it's cut this long. So I thought, well, that's fine. I will just measure and see how much I need. And it ended up that I could take 10 inches off and still be okay with a skirt that fell below my knee with about 1.5 inches hem. So I thought, all right, so I cut 10 inches off the bottom of the hemline. And then I thought, well, you know what? Duh, I should have laid this out on the fabric before I did that because I might have enough fabric. So I did, and I had so close. I was so close. So I went in and taped the pieces back together, ended up taking 2 inches off. So I cut it off again, and I fit it all on. It was tight, but it worked. And I ended up cutting the waistband, which you cut in one piece. You don't cut 2 of them. You just cut one, and then you fold it in half and do it that way. I cut it on the crosswise grain. I laid it on the fold, and I just cut it that way rather than laying it out on the lengthwise grain as it indicated. Because it's, you know, a gingham and it's going the same both ways, I thought it should be fine. So I don't think I'm going to run into a problem with that. One thing I do want to tell you that I do, and I do this because I've learned, when I cut off a piece of a pattern, I label the part I'm cutting off with the piece, the number or the letter, and then I write whatever it is, like skirt front, and then I also write the pattern number. So then I can fold it up, put it back in the envelope, and if I need it again, I can go back and get it and tape it back on. So I did that with both the 10-inch piece and then the 2-inch piece that I cut off. And now I'll have those. I did widen the waistline because my waistline. But the way I did it was just to add on 1 inch and then taper it down. So, you know, nothing fancy, just adding that little bit there and then going down and just blending it right into the seam. Piece of cake. So that's all the sewing. Now on to live Sewing Expo. The expo in Lakeland, Florida is coming up in 2 weeks. I will be at Lakeland, and I would love for you, if you are going to be able to be there, to RSVP in the comments and just let me know, because depending on how many people plan to be there, I hope we can have a meetup like we did last year, a Friday Sews meetup. And then depending on how many of us there are, maybe we can all go out to lunch. I don't know. You know, if there are 20 of us, I don't know. We might be able to work that out. If there are 3 of us, we definitely can work that out. So let me know. Let me know if you have any plans to be at the expo in Lakeland. I will only be doing like a day pass to go around the exhibit hall. That's it. I don't quilt yet. So I am not going to worry about, you know, taking quilting classes. And I've kind of been through the fitting classes that they offer pretty much every year, all the ones that I want to go to. So let me know. RSVP in the comments if you would. Florida's warming up. We've had 80, 83 degree days. It's almost summertime. I did go to the beach the other day and it was cold. You could tell. It was so funny. You could tell all of the Florida people because we were all wearing jackets and with hoods and pants and, we're walking around like, oh, because the wind was blowing. And when the wind blows in off the water, it can get chilly. And that water, whoo, baby, that was cold. But all the Yankees, which I am a Yankee, and if I didn't live here and hadn't lived here for the past 5 years, then I would have been coming down, putting on my swimsuit, laying there on the sand. I probably wouldn't have gotten in the water because you really did have to be a polar bear to get in the water. But, I'd take in the sun, lay there in a swimsuit on that beach. The sun was warm. So, it was such a privilege to get to go to the beach. The beach just feeds me like sewing feeds me. It's one of the little pleasures of my life. So moving on to a little bit of Jesus. And if this is not for you, then thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. And if it is for you, I've got this for you from Luke 12:22. This is for all of us. And let me also say, these little cards have verses on them, but they have like pieces of verses that are in a larger context. So they say good things, but they don't say all of the thing. Jesus said to his disciples, I tell you not to worry about your life. Don't worry about having something to eat or wear. Well, the larger context of that is the idea that we worry so much about the things that we have to worry about when in fact we should be praying about those things. It's not that we don't need those things. That's not what he meant. What he meant was God loves you and will provide for you. So you need to pray about these things rather than worry about them, because worrying isn't going to get you anywhere. It's a pointless, expensive energy. Although, there is me, and I always think, why pray when you can worry? Well, that now is kind of a flag to me that I should be praying about that. So anyway, I will leave that with you. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great weekend.